For many decades, medical science has championed the cause of reducing, if not altogether eliminating, the devastating disease called cancer. Today, opportunities exist to do just that through ongoing scientific advances, new technologies, and clinical trials. In cancer clinical trials, cancer patients themselves take part in moving the science forward, and little is accomplished without this crucial step. But why then do only a very small percentage of patients volunteer to take part?
Healthy Body, Healthy Mind is brought to you by Pfizer, dedicated to humanity's quest for longer, healthier, happier lives.
And by GE Medical Systems.
Cancer clinical trials help researchers to better understand the complexities of cancer while creating new ways to save lives and provide a better quality of life for many.
Well, I was diagnosed with advanced breast cancer, and so it was brought to my attention by my doctor that they were doing a clinical trial.
The purpose of the clinical trial is to really answer a scientific question. Can we find better ways to more accurately diagnose, to more earlier detect, or to better treat patients with cancer or people at risk for cancer?
Clinical trials are absolutely essential to finding tomorrow's cures because there is no treatment, there is no drug, there is no preventative, which was not tested and proven in the context of a clinical trial. Clinical trial is where it all happens.
It all begins when a mutation in the cell's DNA triggers changes in the cell's structure and in the way it functions. After a cell has accumulated DNA damage, it becomes a committed cancer cell and will continue to divide and grow at an uncontrolled rate. Because it is genetically damaged, a cancer cell grows more rapidly than the surrounding normal cells, causing additional genetic abnormalities as it grows.
We understand cancer now at its very fundamental genetic, molecular, and cellular level. We understand the cancer cell. We are beginning to understand how the cancer cell interacts with the person or the host. Our understanding of cancer is getting rid of the mystery.
And one of the ways the mystery of cancer is being understood is through cancer clinical trials. We'll learn more about these trials in a moment, but first, here's a Healthy Body, Healthy Mind Did You Know? Did you know that cancer of the esophagus and melanoma skin cancer are rising dramatically? And with it, cancer treatment spending continues to rise as well. For more information about cancer clinical trials, log on to our website at healthybodyhealthymind.com. Few things in life grab our attention faster or instill fear more quickly than hearing the word cancer. Words like birth, death, even love are interpreted by our own personal experiences. The word cancer is no different. Its effects are personal and can change the lives of any one of us at any time. Here's Julie Donaldson.
The fight to eliminate or control cancer is a long and complicated one. But through the work of laboratory and clinical researchers and cancer patients themselves, the effort has begun to yield results. Dr. Andrew von Eschenbach has been the director of the National Cancer Institute since 2002, but has worked hard for decades in the quest to solve the mysteries of cancer.
It's a wonderful story. And it's a story that goes back to 1971, at the time that the National Cancer Act was signed. And at that point, we really didn't understand cancer. Cancer was a mystery. And like most mysterious things, especially mysterious things that have the potential to take your life, it was incredibly frightening. What happened in 1971 was our country made a commitment, and we began to make a very significant investment in biomedical research that over these past 20, 30 years has really now begun to give us the opportunity to understand cancer.
Understanding cancer is a complex proposition. Researchers say it's not one disease, but possibly hundreds. New tools designed to improve the chances of success continue to surface. The National Cancer Institute plays an important role developing and funding clinical trials for thousands of patients every year. Now Vice President of Clinical Sciences at the Translational Genomics Research Institute in Phoenix, Dr. Ellen Feigl recently served as Acting Director of the Division of Cancer Treatment and Diagnosis at the National Cancer Institute.
We have a national enterprise of conducting research that tries to understand why cancer develops, what makes people at risk for cancer, and to develop better interventions to more accurately diagnose or to prevent or to treat people with cancer.
Interventions are the new and innovative medical treatments used in clinical trial testing.
The point of the clinical trials is really to take those discoveries, take those findings, and try and translate it into interventions that will be effective for people and make an impact on their health.
Susan Braun is president and CEO of the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. The Komen Foundation funds cancer research projects, including clinical trials.
Virtually everything that is used to treat a breast cancer patient today is the result of a clinical trial. We first have hypotheses about why or how something will work, and then that can be tested in computer models or in test tubes, but eventually we have to try that in human beings and find out if it really is an advancement.
For Juanita Lyle, the concept of cancer clinical trials is not a new one. She has participated in breast cancer clinical trials since 1977.
My doctor, he talked about it because we talked about different choices, and he asked me whether or not I wanted to take a chance. And I said, yes. I said, what more should I said, what more can one do? I said, to begin with, cancer's a chance situation anyway.
Dr. Richard Shulsky is professor of medicine and associate dean for clinical research at the University of Chicago.
We have a large and diverse clinical trials program. My estimate would be something on the order of 300 to 400 clinical trials are actively enrolling patients at any point in time.
The clinical trial process is divided into 3 phases, each with a specific purpose. Phase 1 takes the research done in the laboratory and applies it to cancer patients themselves. It involves the search for a safe dosage of the new intervention or treatment.
Generally, a phase 1 trial, we're trying to find out the safe dose to give of that agent in patients with cancer. And generally, this is a very small trial that's done to look at side effects, to try and evaluate what the safe dose is of an agent.
Compared to a phase 1 trial, which may involve 20 to 30 cancer patient volunteers, a phase 2 trial could include as many as 100 patients. Phase 2 utilizes the information gained from the phase 1 trial and expands its use to a broader number of patients. A phase 3 trial continues the process of testing the new treatment and compares that treatment with the current prescribed treatment called the current standard of care. Phase 3 may involve many hundreds to thousands of patients in order to ensure a true scientific sampling. Dr. James Atkins a medical oncologist at the Southeastern Medical Oncology Center in Goldsboro, North Carolina, is a staunch advocate of cancer clinical trials.
So the clinical trials really are to, at least for phase 3, which is what most cancer patients are going to be involved with, is comparing some of the newer treatments, newer schedules of drugs to some of the other schedules that everybody else may be using.
Helping in the quest for a cancer cure motivates patients to participate in clinical trials. But for many, the primary question is to find out whether the treatment will help them and their own individual needs related to this disease. Sue Nelson was one such patient.
I was first diagnosed with lung cancer almost 14 years ago. I was 36 years old, and I went in for routine chest x-ray to look at possible arthritis. And in doing so, they found a small lump, tumor in my right lung, and they questioned the validity of that particular x-ray. I was called back a couple of months later, and needless to say, it had grown. I was not a smoker, lived a very, very healthy lifestyle, very physically active, pretty much a health nut. And so it was a surprise not only to myself, but to the family and friends. We were all, needless to say, very devastated.
4 days later, Sue Nelson was in surgery